Hey, I first met Javier at an encounter weekend in Ohio, and I was just so impressed with his faith and faithfulness. You are going to be blown away at the fruitfulness of this man's journey. Check out Javier's story.
So let me tell you, Javier Mendoza is a fruitful kingdom leader and was very fruitful throughout Latin America. Well, he moved to the United States and was eager to continue the work of church multiplication in cities around the U.S. and still around the world, but he had a problem. You see, he was hungry for connection, wasn't sure how to get started, and he lacked the simple resources and tools and methods to actually establish a multiplying work, not only in English, but in Spanish as well.
So God did this amazing thing and connected him with our CDN trainer, Mark Hurst. And Mark was able to introduce Javier to simple, reproducible resources for kingdom multiplication. Now, here's the best part. These resources were already translated into Spanish. The encounter guidebooks, the teaching material, the coaching cards, everything, all the way down to the PowerPoint slides, were ready to go. And that is what Javier needed. He needed the encouragement, the mentorship, and the prayers, and he needed the resources in his very own language. And from there, the Lord poured out his blessings upon him, and the movement multiplied.
Now Javier is planting churches like crazy and mobilizing many others to plant upper room churches as well. He planted City Church in Ohio. Then he moved to Miami, and 4 blocks away from Miami Stadium, planted another church, and they're baptizing people in droves. It didn't stop there. Javier felt called to continue to reach Latin America, and so he established a training center back in Duran, Ecuador. They had Encounter Weekend, and they even made their own We Plant Churches shirts in Spanish. Dozens of people came. Multiple churches were born out of it. 6 months later, the flywheel spun again in Ecuador, and 127 church planters came, were trained, were encouraged by the manifest presence of Christ, called and sent, and churches are being planted all over the world, like this church, Iglesia Casa de Vida Familiar in Duran. It's amazing what God is doing. The work continues.
When you partner with CDN, you're part of this stream of the movement. And it's just an amazing thing to see God at work and to see the blessings he's pouring out through leaders like Mark Hurst and Javier Mendoza. I want to invite you to take a step with us on this church planting journey. Would you join us in prayer? We would love for you and your network of people to come together with us every first Monday night for Launchpad Prayer. We pray and we ask the Lord of the harvest to send workers into the harvest field. Amen. Second, I want to ask you to give generously to the work of the Church Development Network. When you give, it multiplies our impact. And third, will you make an Encounter Weekend part of the regular rhythm of your life and ministry? For some of you, you need to just attend an Encounter Weekend. It's your next step. For others, you need to bring some people with you. And there's a few of you here, you're already a kingdom leader. And the Lord's planted a seed of multiplication in your heart. And we would love to help you start a training center that plants churches in creative spaces and places in your community and around the world. Listen, we are better together. And together, we plant churches.